there, my name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine, and today's topic is seeking. I've often said I am seeking that which is seeking me. To be clear, let's be clear, universe. I love to be clear with you because you love jokes. When I say that, I am speaking in a offering of frequency. You know, I am seeking that frequency that is a match to the frequency I am seeking, like this simpatico connectivity. I got to date someone for 5 months and we formed a strong friendship, and he's now my neighbor. And then after that, I got on Facebook dating. Did you know that Facebook has dating? If you click on the 3 lines on your phone, there's a dating option on there. And no, it won't post to your page, hey, you're on Facebook dating. But if someone is on Facebook that you like, they could be on there, blah, blah, blah. So I had a dear friend that I recently met at one of the medicine circles I was in, and she kept encouraging me. She was like, don't take all this time to wait to get over your ex, because I was taking 5 weeks for the 5 months we were together. She's like, just get on Facebook dating. And she's a sweetheart and just kept encouraging me. And so I did get on there and I met this guy. And so we started dating. And I've been looking at attachment styles. If you're not familiar, I'm relatively new to this too. Psychologists are, and I don't know how long they've been talking about this stuff because I haven't been to a therapist in a minute, but there are 4 attachment styles. And so one of the attachment styles is secure. A secure attachment style is a person that's able to partner with someone and they're secure. They're secure in themselves and they're secure in the partnership, and they offer a healthy union and a healthy partnership. Another attachment style is avoidant. Avoidant tends to want to run away. If things get intimate or things look a certain way that becomes a trigger to their history, they will want to run, and they'll want to distance, and they'll want to create space or not communicate. Another attachment style is anxious. They sometimes give these different names, but this is one of the ways that it's labeled in the 4 quadrants. Anxious is more of a nervous, like people pleaser type, and they tend to want to run towards, and they tend to like, is everything okay? Can I fix anything? Did I mess anything up? Tend to be a little bit more anxious about the connectivity, always kind of worrying that things may have gone awry. And the other one, I don't know why they call it disorganized, but they call it disorganized, and it's where you really have anxious and avoidant, and you might vacillate between the two. So you might at times be anxious and like, are we good? And then also like, get away from me, I need space. I took a test when I learned about these attachment styles from my friend Magnolia a few years ago. I took the test and I was disorganized, which I don't like to hear because I feel very organized usually. But no, that's fair enough. And that's actually one of the hardest attachment styles to have a relationship with, because it's kind of like the negative aspect of a secure attachment style, I would say, because you have both the ability to come close and the ability to move away, but you're just not quite doing it in a healthy way. And so dating this new person, I noticed I was experiencing what I would describe as avoidant. Now, I don't know if it was avoidant from disorganized or if it was avoidant from just being avoidant. It did feel like he did enjoy intimacy and closeness, but I did consistently experience after intimacy, like a running, like a whoop, I need a lot of space. Like, let's not talk. Or just like being a lot shorter, a lot more curt, when before he was being a lot more articulate about how he felt and what he thought. And so yeah, I woke up at like 3:30 in the morning while we were dating, and I was like, I feel like our attachment styles don't match. I took the test again, and I'm predominantly secure attachment style now. I don't understand the math on it because it didn't add to 100%, but it took the 3 quadrants of secure, avoidant, and anxious, and it said I was like at 63% secure, and then 40% something potential of anxious, and 20 something percent potential of avoidant. And I found that to be true. Like I as punk as I may have thought I have been in this life, and I find this to be true of a lot of punk rockers actually, I'm really been a people pleaser. I really do want people to be happy, and it matters to me that people feel harmony when I'm around, and feel supported and feel loved. And so I think that in my life, I think anxious attachment style has shown up more for me. As an INFJ, I'm, like introverted, sensitive to the feelings of others. As somebody that's neurodivergent, I'm trying to fit into a world I don't really fit into, So there's like this component of just having a bit of anxiety about it all. Am I doing it right? Am I humaning right? Am I being weird again? Sorry if I'm being weird again, But I was glad to see that I had achieved so much security in my attachment style, because I've done a lot of work to recognize that I love myself. Self-esteem is something I give to myself. And when I truly give it to myself, no one can take it away. It's not based on how others respond or what they do, whether they show up, whether they agree, whether we're in alignment. It has nothing to do with that. I have self-esteem, and I know my worth and value, and nothing anyone else says or does ever again in my life can ever take away the awareness that I hold of my own self-value and self-worth. And I think that has a lot to do with being a more secure attachment style, because you tend to be a little bit less anxious or avoidant when you're happy in your own skin and when you're happy with who you are. I wanted to share this piece because, it's like, when I notice this avoidance, I have empathy for that. I have empathy. I know that intimacy can be scary. It's been scary to me too, because I haven't had a lot of really great teachers on intimacy. I've had more teachers on kind of like disconnected connectivity, is what I'd call it, But I haven't had a lot of intimacy teachers, and it's scary to me. And so I get to be afraid and do it anyhow if I want to experience intimacy, which I do, because I really, in a partnership, like I really want to know the beloved. I want to know not just their body. I want to know their mind, their heart, their spirit. I want to know, like, how do you relate to spirit? What do you think of the word God? Does that mean anything to you? Do you give it a different name? Does it have pants or a dress on or flip-flops? Or like, what do you think about everything ever? Like, since you were born, like, I'm riveted usually by my lover and very interested and intrigued in getting to know how they feel and what they think and how they are. And so when someone appears in my field as avoidant, it doesn't feel like they are as interested in getting to know me, which feels like the relationship lacks reciprocity, because it's like, I know I'm interested in getting to know them. And then it's like, not that everything's about me, but if we're going to have a relationship, we need to relate, and we need to intimacy, and we need to see into each other. And that's one of the ways I can gauge if there's like health present in the relationship. Are you looking to see into me? Because I'm looking to see into you. And that's a part of like, are we really trying to have union? Because if so, then that would be, for me, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual union, because we would have union in all four quadrants of being. And so I was just noticing, though, like, my father drowned in the Brazos River when I was 17 months old, and his body was never found. And so an avoidant attachment style feels like my father drowned in the river and his body was never found. It feels like I have enough ghost in my hair. I don't need to go chasing ghosts down here. Like, if you don't want to be with me, if you're not seeking me, then by all means, take all the space in the universe away from me. Like, I'm not, like, if we're going to relate and be relational, a huge part of that is independent, individual space, freedom, sovereignty, owning your own self. Space with your own people, like your family and your friends, maybe without your partner. I think that can be a really healthy thing to have as well in your life, just because it's a different dynamic. And all that being said, it also is coming together, not just as lovers, but also mind to mind, toe to toe, nose to nose, eye to eye, heart to heart, spirit to spirit. And so, it's interesting that it is at 48 years old, I start to recognize there are things I seek. And like, I've always been very open. I've always, identify pansexual. I don't care what your genitals are doing. We can figure out how to be really good lovers together through communication, And so I'm more interested in the content of a person than their form. Don't get me wrong, there are certainly people that I'm very attracted to, but I've always just been really, really open. And as I age more, I'm realizing like I'm not necessarily open to just any old thing. I don't want to be with a hardcore drug addict because I'm not that. And I'm on the medicine person path, and I'm trying to strive towards healthier ways of being. And so that's okay if you are that. I don't judge it at all. I understand that usually stems from trauma and the need to escape the way trauma feels. And I totally understand it and have a lot of empathy and compassion for it. But it's just not something I seek in partnership. I seek to evolve with my partner. And one of the things that this guy, who's an amazing man that I adore, had said to me, he knows that I want to create a magical college, and he's like, I don't see myself there. And I was like, yeah, that to me is indicative that this is not an end-all be-all relationship, right? This is we just came in, I guess, to be lovers and to get to know each other, and that's okay. And I used to have so much attachment to that because I'm really seeking the beloved. And we can seek a lot of things: money, partner, job, fame. Heather's never really cared about fame. I wouldn't want it. No, thank you. God, people gawking at you everywhere you go. No, thanks. Money, I haven't had a lot of attachment to. I'm working on that one because there are big things I intend to build in this world, and money will be a part of building them, including the resources to build. But when you recognize that your lover or, people in your life are not moving towards the same vision as you, sometimes that can be a gauge and a meter to let you know, oh, okay, well, we're probably not going to be with one another until the end of time. And I'm looking for the person that I'm going to rot off the bone or turn to ash with. That's how I say that because I'm a little death-oriented with all this Scorpio, y'all. So I was recognizing, though, that, it's okay. It's okay for any partner I've ever had if they needed to run away, or if they needed to not seek intimacy or seek relationship with me. And that's okay. I'm not for everybody, that's for sure. Thank goodness, you know what I mean? Because definitely not everyone is for me. I love all of humanity, but I don't necessarily want them all in my garden, So be outside of my garden, and I'll love you and pray for you over there. You know what I mean? I don't like the choices you're making. Go make them over there. Bless. So what are you seeking? Are you seeking partnership and union? And if you are you aware of the attachment styles that go into that? And if you are an anxious attached and tend to want to, is everything okay? Because if you are anxious attached and you're dating an avoidant or a disorganized, you're going to push them away every time you're trying to solve the problem. And so you may find that you've been having relationships in which you're chasing after the problem to solve it, and you're literally creating a bigger gap and a larger awakening to what the problem or issue may be, which is that this person will always want to flee, and you'll always want to see what's going on and what's wrong and how can we fix it. And so it was really lovely to just recognize I have a desire and I have a need, and I have a need for a partner that really wants to step in. And it's okay to take space. I've always said that. You need to go for a walk. You need to take space. You want to take the night, whatever. You need to go take the weekend with your boys. And I'm not going to use my phone, and I just want to go be with my boys, and I'll see you when I get back. I get it. Yeah, I totally get it. And I don't really want to partner or spend my life with someone. I'm not seeking someone that needs a lot of space if it's uncomfortable, or that has a consistent pattern of needing a lot of space, because I'm looking for a partner. And so it's good to realize that. And so it has helped me to recognize this is what I'm seeking in partnership. And the clearer I get on that, the quicker I can get to, okay, well, this probably isn't the relationship I'm looking for, but it doesn't mean that it isn't a treasure to get to love each entity that Spirit would have me connect to and love. But I mean, even with anything else, with money, what are you seeking? What are you seeking with it? And then how do you hold it? What are you actually doing with it? What are your ideas around prosperity? What are your ideas around your job? Do you have to work hard? Is money the root of all evil? What are you seeking? Being clear about that, I think, helps a tremendous amount with the actual manifestation that you get to experience. You can always subscribe to Rare Bird Medicine on YouTube, like and comment there. I always love to hear your thoughts. Amun.